Attention passionate Baltimore Ravens fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Baltimore Ravens' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Baltimore Ravens fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Baltimore RAVENS fans. Let's get to the news. There's some serious buzz floating around the NFL rumor mill right now, and it involves the Baltimore Ravens, one of the most strategic and resilient teams in the league. Rumors suggest that the Chicago Bears, currently sitting at a disappointing 5-11 and clearly in a phase of rebuild, are exploring ways to shake things up. And it looks like Baltimore could be at the center of this shakeup, potentially landing a key piece that could bolster their secondary and make a real push towards another deep playoff run. We're talking about Jaylon Johnson, the standout cornerback from the Bears, and the whispers are that a deal might be on the horizon that would send Johnson to Baltimore in exchange for a couple of draft picks. Specifically, a second-round pick in 2026 and a fourth-rounder in 2027. This move could be a game-changer, not only for the Ravens' defense, but also for their overall championship outlook. Now, let's dig into why this trade makes so much sense for Baltimore. Johnson, a veteran CB with a nose for the ball, has been a key player for Chicago and a real lockdown corner when healthy. He's someone who can erase top receivers and has a knack for generating turnovers, something the Ravens have been looking to boost on defense. In the 2025 season, Johnson racked up 6 interceptions, 20 pass defenses, and a PFF grade of 91.8, which is elite. What's more impressive is that he's been consistent without major injuries, surpassing his 2024 stats when he also had 5 interceptions. His ability to shut down WR1s is something Baltimore desperately needs, especially considering their projected struggles in pass defense, giving up around 255 yards per game last season. Johnson's profile is impressive. He's got 14 career interceptions, 55 pass defenses, and a PFF grade that places him among the top corners in the league. His success rate in man coverage has jumped significantly, especially as he's entered his prime, with a success increase of over 23%. He's not just good at covering, he's a ball hawk, with a ball hawk index of plus 14%. His ability to limit big plays and make key turnovers could be exactly what the Ravens need to elevate their defense into a top 5 unit again. When you look at the metrics, Johnson's coverage stats are outstanding, allowing just 19 yards of separation on average, which is low, and he's excellent at mismatching against WR1s. His ability to force negative EPA on routes, especially downfield, makes him a real threat to opposing offenses. But why would Chicago be willing to part with Johnson? Well, the Bears are in a tough spot, giving up 27 points per game and needing cap space to address other areas like their offensive line and young quarterback development. They're sitting on about $13 million in cap room, but are also looking to shed some salary to facilitate future moves. Trading Johnson would free up around $17 million in cap space, giving them more flexibility to rebuild around their young QB and to extend their offensive line. Despite their recent struggles, Chicago is still a team in transition, and their management seems willing to make bold moves to get draft capital and clear cap space, especially since they're not in a playoff hunt this year. They're ceding some points but focusing on building for the future, and trading Johnson could be a step in that direction. Now, from the Ravens' perspective, bringing Johnson into the fold could be a massive upgrade for their secondary. Baltimore has been known for their aggressive man-to-man schemes and blitz-heavy defense, and Johnson fits perfectly into that mold. Pairing him with Marlon Humphrey creates one of the league's most formidable duos on the outside, giving the Ravens a lockdown cornerback tandem that can match up against any WR core in the league. And the impact isn't just limited to their pass defense. Johnson's presence could change the entire dynamic of how Baltimore approaches their coverage schemes, with projections showing an increase of around 13 pass defenses and a reduction of 16% in completions allowed. In addition, Johnson's ability to force turnovers and limit big plays aligns well with the Ravens' defensive philosophy of creating chaos and forcing mistakes. His skill set would allow Baltimore to tighten their coverage in critical moments, especially in high-pressure situations like third and long or red zone defense. His proven ability to perform against top-tier receivers allowing only 52 passer rating when targeted, means Baltimore's secondary could become one of the league's most feared units, capable of shutting down the best offenses in the AFC. The potential impact on the Ravens' playoff push could be huge. Think about it. Adding Johnson's playmaking ability alongside Humphrey and the rest of the secondary could reduce the number of explosive plays Baltimore gives up, which was a problem in recent seasons. It's well known that explosive plays, big gains of 20 yards or more, can swing games and tilt the odds in favor of the opponent. By upgrading their cornerback depth and talent, the Ravens can better control the passing game, force more turnovers, and turn those into points on the other end of the field. Plus, Johnson's ability to cover in man schemes and his success in contested catch situations, allowing only 37% contested catches, means Baltimore can be more aggressive in their coverage calls, with less fear of giving up big plays. From an advanced stats standpoint, Johnson's EPA per target of -0.27 tells us he's not just a coverage guy, he's a difference maker who actively limits the offense's efficiency. His yards allowed per reception, around 2.9, is among the best for corners, and his tackle efficiency and run support are also impressive. He's a complete corner who can hold his ground in man coverage, help in zone, and contribute to the run game when needed. His grade of 95 for his entire career is a testament to his consistency and high-level performance. When you compare him to the current Ravens corners, it's clear he would be a significant upgrade, especially considering his age, just 25 years old, meaning he's entering his prime. But as with any deal, there are skeptics. Some might argue that trading draft picks for a player like Johnson is risky, especially given the Bears' current rebuilding status. They're seeding points and trying to accumulate draft capital, so they could be hesitant to part with a proven player unless they're getting fair value. Still, the upside for Baltimore is undeniable. Johnson could be the cornerstone of their secondary for years to come, a dynamic playmaker that elevates their defense into a top-tier unit again, reminiscent of the legendary Legion of Boom that once dominated the NFL. Looking at the bigger picture, this move could be a catalyst for Baltimore's Super Bowl ambitions. The Ravens have been a team that's always built through intelligent roster moves, and acquiring Johnson could be viewed as a statement of intent. It signals that Baltimore isn't just content with being a playoff team. They want to contend for championships, and they're willing to make bold moves to get there. By upgrading their secondary with a player of Johnson's caliber, they're not just filling a need. They're creating a mismatch nightmare for opposing offenses, especially in the AFC, where passing games are increasingly explosive. And let's not forget the psychological edge. A player like Johnson, with his reputation for ball hawking and shutting down WR1s, can instill fear in opposing quarterbacks, making them think twice before throwing in his direction. This confidence can translate into even more turnovers, more stops, and ultimately, more wins. When you combine this with Baltimore's knack for clutch play and their proven coaching staff, it's easy to see how this could be the move that propels them into serious Super Bowl contention once again. Now about the odds. Adding Johnson could significantly shift the betting landscape. His presence could cut the Ravens' Super Bowl odds from plus 2,200 to around plus 1,200, a jump of about 45%. This kind of move signals to the betting community that Baltimore is serious about making a deep playoff run and that their chances of winning it all have increased. It's reminiscent of the Pats' move after Gilmore's arrival in 2019, which turned them into a defensive juggernaut. Johnson's addition could do the same for Baltimore, transforming their secondary into a fortress that opponents dread facing. In summary, this potential trade is more than just a move for draft picks. It's a strategic shift that could define the Ravens' season and beyond. The combination of Johnson's talent, age, and playmaking ability, paired with Baltimore's existing strengths, makes this a tantalizing possibility. It's a move that echoes the vision of a team that's not afraid to take risks to chase greatness, a team that wants to be remembered as a perennial Super Bowl contender. If it happens, Ravens fans can look forward to a secondary that's truly elite, a defense that's capable of shutting down even the most potent offenses, and a team poised to make a serious run in 2025 and beyond. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Baltimore Ravens news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal And now, Baltimore Ravens fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you believe Johnson would be the perfect fit to help Baltimore chase another Super Bowl? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Ravens. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Baltimore Ravens news. We're in this together, and the best is yet to come for our team. Let's keep the faith, stay loud, and keep believing that the next chapter could be the one where Baltimore takes home the trophy once again.